Hey everybody, welcome to this achievement guide for Assassin's Creed Liberation HD Remastered on the Xbox Series X. Today we are completing Sequence 7, Memory 2, and getting 100% synchronization on it. And to do so, you need to make sure that you do not swim, you keep the Raft health above 50%, and you use only melee weapons. And remember, these can be completed separately, meaning you can actually complete one of these, then finish the memory, then come back and complete the other two, and then you can still get 100% synchronization. So just keep in mind, if you're struggling at completing all three at once, you can actually go ahead and complete them separately and still get 100% synchronization. Alright, now with all that being said, let's get started with this memory.
Aveline, who is this?
George, a friend. We have a situation I'm hoping you'll help with.
Aveline, a friend of yours is a friend of ours, but we've got a situation of our own brewing.
Our Spanish friends want us to hand these supplies over to some, how do you say, patriot, at the edge of the swamp.
Patriots.
Well, you know, from the north. Rebellion, upheaval, etc.
A business opportunity by any other name. But for some reason, the Spanish soldiers keep trying to steal the supplies back.
This sounds awfully familiar. You don't think...
Oh, I try never to think.
Suppose George and I were to help you with your rogue Spanish soldier problem. Would your patriot friends escort him north?
If they want more supplies, they'll accept.
Good. Let's go.
Alright, buckle up everybody, this is going to be pretty rough. This is going to be a pretty rough section if you are completing everything all at once. Remember, you can complete each optional objective individually, so you don't need to focus on them all at once. However, in this video, we are going to be doing just that. So let's go ahead and get started. Remember, we cannot swim, we need to keep the Raft health above 50%, and we need to make sure that we only use melee attacks, meaning that any point an enemy comes in our view, or any point that an enemy could see the Raft, we need to immediately kill them with our melee attacks. We cannot use range attacks, we cannot use poison darts, we need to make sure that we are immediately killing them, so we gotta act fast. So right off the bat, you saw I went for those first two enemies that were on the right side right at the beginning. I killed them ASAP, and then I went over to this tree over here, and then I went for an air assassination and onto this boat, so that way I could take these two enemies out before they actually spotted the Raft, and then they are taken out, and now we're moving on to our next group. You can see this group on the minimap. We are going to be heading to their location pretty much right away after we killed that second group. So this is the third encounter that we are coming across, and we're going to try to kill these enemies very, very quickly. There's only 4 of them, so they're not very difficult, especially if you can get an assassination, but as long as you get their attention before the Raft comes into their view, you are going to be good to continue on. So now that those enemies have been defeated, we are going to make our way further down the path, making sure we are staying ahead of the Raft, so that way we can kill any enemies that would potentially shoot it if it came into their view. So if you saw the path that I took right over there, I went across the trees to get to the opposite side of the water, so that way I could start attacking this group before they set up their shots, right? So you got to make sure you're acting fast. I'd highly recommend you pause the video to see where you have to head next, and like pause your game, you know, come back and forth between the video and the game, so that way you know what to do and who to kill and where to head, etc, etc. So yeah, once we are at this area over here, we are going to aim for those enemies on the boats, because they are the ones that are going to spot the Raft very, very quickly. But since we got their attention immediately, they are actually shooting us instead of the Raft, which is, you know, beneficial for us because the Raft has not lost any health since we started this memory, which is very, very good. So now with those enemies defeated in that 4th group, I think that's 4 now, we are going to be continuing on, making sure we do not touch the water, we do not, you know, let the Raft health go low, and we are not using any ranged weapons, so we are just going very, very fast. And now we are moving on to the left side of the water, onto this 5th group over here. We're going to make sure that the enemies on the docks just don't really get a chance to fire. If they do, it's okay, you know, we can last for 2 more shots and still be above 50%, but we definitely want to act quick, so that way we have much cushion and, you know, as much leeway in terms of the health of the Raft as possible. So just keep it up, keep going until you take care of these enemies on the docks, and then we are going to be continuing on following the Raft. Actually, funnily enough, at this point, I actually went down the wrong path. So as you can see right here, I went right instead of going on to the opposite side of the water, which is actually where the next group of enemies shows up. However, at this point, it seems you may be in the clear, because if you take a look at the Raft's health, it is, you know, at, let's say, that 75%. So it looks like we're pretty much safe, because at this point, the Raft is going to continue on this path over here, water, there are going to be enemies on the opposite side. However, it doesn't really lose any health. You can see they're about to pop up on the screen right now, and they are not going to be shooting the raft at all. I don't know for what reason, like, the raft did not lose any health. However, I was pretty happy to see that it wasn't losing any health and it was pretty much safe. So as long as you make it to the dock section that we just previously left, you can actually, like, fortunately survive without having to deal with these enemies. However, if I were you, I would make sure that you head down the left side after the dock, so that way you can make it to the opposite side of the water, so that way you can guarantee that you protect the raft. Do you know what I mean?
Upton?
Hopton.
Enchanté.
These are the goods?
Everything the gouverneur promised. And a few bonus items from your friends in the bayou.
Excellent. You weren't detected, I hope?
Not by any who still breathes. Monsieur Hopton, how secret is your arrangement with our Spanish gouverneur?
Any fool can see the Spanish want to keep the English out of their territory.
Any sense why Spanish soldiers would be shooting at us?
We did meet one man who didn't seem so keen on the arrangement. Contrary fellow. Vasquez, I think was his name?
The company man is here.
The what man?
Monsieur Hopton, if you want your supplies to make it out of La Louisiane, additional security would be wise. May I suggest George accompany you?
Certainly. If he's willing to fight, the Patriot cause will be glad to have him.
I will fight for you, sir. Over any cause.
Be careful, Monsieur Hopton. I hope to see you again. Monsieur Roussillon and I value your business.
I will. The, Patriots value your support.
Alright, and that is the memory completed. A bit of a hectic one today, but definitely not the most difficult if you can consider that you can complete the objectives separately. So it was difficult only because I did them all at once, but hey, you know what? That's what we're here for. We're here for a constructive and helpful guide. So I do hope that this video was able to help you out. If it was, please do consider dropping a like, and of course, if you did enjoy the content enough, please do consider sticking around and subscribing, because we are going to be releasing a few more guides for this game, and we are going to be putting out more guides for many more games to come, so definitely stick around and subscribe for that. Alright, anyways, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day. I will see you in the next one.